And God says the reason I want you to do this Feast of Tabernacles to remember where I brought you from in the past, because it should give you a reminder that if I did it before. See, I thought y'all were going to have church with me up in here. See, God says once a year, I need you to celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles, because I know from one year to the next, you're going to go through something that's going to challenge your faith. But when you engage in this Feast of Tabernacles and you go back to when I brought you out of Egypt, when you didn't have nothing, when didn't nobody know who you were, you will remember that this is not the first time that God brought me out of something like this. And I want you to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, quit acting like you ain't been here before. He brought you out the last time. What makes you think he ain't gonna bring you out again? Give 3 people a high five and say, neighbor, just in case you forgot, if he did it before, I said if he did it before, I said if he did it before, is there anybody in here that will give a witness for me and say, I know he'll do it again? Somebody shout, I came out once, I'm gonna come out again. I survived once, I survive again. I made it once, I made it again. I raised my first child, I'm gonna raise this one too. They learned, you ready to get out of here, that the reason they had been so depressed was because they stopped celebrating what God did in the past. That's why it was so hard for them to build this wall, because in the process they stopped reflecting. Jeez, y'all not talking to me up in here. See, whenever you're getting to a place where you feel depression going on, you need to go in the corner by yourself and just think back. I ain't got no help in here. Look back over your life and say, Lord, I thank you for bringing me out once. And I promise you, as you start praising him for what he already did, you'll forget about what you're going through right now. Matter of fact, can we practice it real quick? I don't need you to shout off last week. I don't need you to shout off today. But I need you to think way back when nobody there for you and God showed up for you, and give God about 20 seconds and say, Lord, if it had not been for you on my side, I don't know where I'd be. Now go up a little bit and think of for the next time, and go up again and think of for that time. And while you're getting through thanking him, you forget about what you're going through right now. Give 2 people a high five and say, if you start thinking, you start thanking. If you start thinking, you start thinking. I don't need a car to shout. I don't need a house to shout. I need a flashback back to 1990.